Before we even get to the idea of solving a Venn diagram question, specifically logical reasoning using a Venn diagram, let's understand what a Venn diagram is. Now, what we normally do here is that if you have something that goes like this, maybe you say this is the technical way of understanding a Venn diagram, but maybe if you have A, B, C here, you want to find A intersection B, B intersection C, maybe A intersection B intersection C. Right, so these are some of the things that we normally come and encounter. What really is the idea behind the Venn diagram? So what we normally use the Venn diagram for is to use the connection, or we want to show the relationship between two or more people. If you are someone who has already been on this channel for some time now, you should have a clear understanding of what we are trying to do here after you've watched some of our short videos. But if you are new here, why don't you subscribe if you gain some value at the end of this video. Now, if let's see, we want to know, assuming you see the shape here doesn't necessarily matter. Maybe someone can use a rectangle, so another person can use a square, or another person can use a triangle. All that matters is that you should know the idea or what exactly we are using them to represent. Now, if I say this small one is a set of let's say all girls here, right? So you have girls in this, so this is a set of girls, right? You have girls here, and then I have another bigger one here, that is, let's say, a set of, let's say, a female, right? So a set of female is okay. These are two things, so it makes sense for me to draw this thing that the girls are inside the female. Is that correct? Yes, of course, that is going to be correct. So it means that if I call any girl here, that girl can be classified under what? A female. So this is just a very nice representation. The connection between these people here, right? So the connection between the girl and what? And the female. Right, so that is how simple the idea of a Venn diagram. So why have they overlapped? That is why you need to stay here to the end of the video for you to see a better understanding of what we are trying to say. Now let's look at another example relating to this issue. Let's say we want to draw a Venn diagram. We want to show the relationship between let's say a boy and maybe father, and then as well as a player. So a player here can be any player that you can think of, right? So that could be a football player, a hockey or a basketball player, and so on and so forth. Now we want to show the connection, the relationship between these three things here. The whole concept here goes down to, if I use this guy here, this, I like using a circle, right? So some people can use other shape that I've already mentioned here. Now if I say this shape here is for boys, right? So this one here is for boys, right? So maybe a boy, right? So a boy here. What about if I do something that goes like this, right? So this one, can I say this is a father? That is the question. Why don't you pause the video a second and think about this, if this thing makes sense? Okay, if you said yes, maybe you are correct, and then if you said no to, you are correct. Why am I saying that? So in the world of mathematics, the most important thing here is to try, right? So once you try, that is, you've already consumed like almost 80% of the question. Is that okay? So always keep on trying, no fear of what, making any mistakes here. Now, to me, the whole idea here is that this is not correct. The reason why I'm saying this is not correct here, by the way, if you are a boy today, right? So if you are a boy today, right? If you are a boy today, now the chances that you become a father is very high. Is very high, right? So permit me with my voice, I have a very sore throat here. So the chance that you become a father is very high, but it's not necessary, it's not an obligation that every boy can be a father in this way. Is that okay? It's not necessary. There are some people out there who are not a father, but once ago they were what? They were a boy, right? So it is not a case that every boy here is a father. So what we are trying to see here is that according to this very nice diagram here, you can see that the boy here is inside of the father, right? Which is not the case. So this is not true according to logical reasoning. Does it make sense? Okay. So the best way to draw the Venn diagram for these particular three guys here is they are all separate shapes, right? They are all separate shape. Why are we saying this thing can be a boy, set of boys, and then we have a father here, and then what about this? So this is going to be a player. It makes sense because not every boy can be a player. Neither all fathers are players. Is that okay? So this is how your Venn diagram shape should look like. So that is what the concept behind a very logical reasoning of using a Venn diagram to represent the shapes. If you are getting some value, why don't you give us a thumbs up and then subscribe to the channel for content like this. If you're already on this channel, you know that you've already used this example here. So if you want to draw a Venn diagram, right? So a Venn diagram for these people. So you have an iPhone, we have the Apple company, and then as well as you use Android, right? So you use Android. So you want to draw a Venn diagram for these three people here. Now, why don't you pause this video a second, right, and try your hands on how best you can represent this information on the Venn diagram. That is what we are saying logical reasoning. So let's see that. Okay, once again, congratulations for just trying it. So this is how the Venn diagram will look like. So this is first shape here. So this is the first shape. So let me call this one iPhone, right? So iPhone. Now what about the bigger one? So the bigger one here should go to the Apple, right? So Apple company. Is that okay? So the Apple company, because the iPhone here is under the Apple company. Can you see? So once you have this iPhone here, it means that you belong to the Apple company, right? So what about the Android? Android can never be, maybe I don't know if someone will do it like this, right? So if you do it like this, okay, so this is how it's supposed to be, because this Android is not part of the iPhone institution, right? So Android here goes so somewhere like this. So this is how your Venn diagram should look like. So this is what an Android. Does it make sense? So that is how the connection between this can easily be seen, right? So that is what we are calling the logical reasoning behind that, right? So what will happen if they overlap, right? So what I mean by overlap, so let's see this question. Now assume you want to draw for a student, iPhone users, and then as well as Android, right? So this is something we want to draw for these three items. So once again, you want to see the relationship that they are having. Now this is how it should be, right? So if you have the set of the students here, now if you are a student, now let's make a very clear understanding here. So if you are a student here, it's very easy for you to have an iPhone, right? So it's an obvious you can use an iPhone phone, right? It makes sense. Now if you are a student, the same thing. Students, another student can also use an Android phone, right? An Android phone. Does it make sense? Yeah, this is very, very simple and obvious. So if you have an iPhone, that doesn't mean that you cannot hold what? An Android phone. Doesn't mean that you cannot hold an Android phone. This is also true, right? So this is also true. Doesn't make sense? For sure. So a student can have both, right? So you can have an iPhone as well as an Android phone. It makes sense. And then if you have an Android phone, that doesn't mean that you cannot use an iPhone, right? So how does a Venn diagram look like? Why don't you draw a Venn diagram and just take a picture in the comment section below for us to say that you are following? But if you have any issue, make sure that you just comment in the comment section below for help. Right? Subscribe to our channel for more content like this. So let us know your difficulties in mathematics so that we can easily reach you. Thank you for watching.